So we're waiting for our engineer and our designer to come, and we'll be touching base with him and get some ideas, maybe see if we're on the same page, or see if he kind of shows me something that I'm not even really looking at. So this house is kind of an interesting house. As you can see, it's dated, and it hasn't really, there's been some upgrades, but not very many upgrades. And also, you know, a trend right now is opening walls up and creating more of a one-room environment. So we're going to be creating that too. So let's go take a look at this house and see what you think, and then I'll tell you what I think, and we'll go from there. So come on in. First of all, on the outside, you can see it's an all stucco house. It's kind of a cool looking house, but I'm thinking about maybe adding some stone features and maybe some wood to it, just to break up some of the stucco. So keep that in mind. All right, so come on in. All right, so this is a really cool part of the house that really caught my eye, and I thought was a really cool feature. There's a big open room here with a vaulted ceiling, and as you can see, it's kind of it was dated, but actually this kind of style, this modern style and contemporary look, or semi-contemporary look, or transitional look, is starting to come back in style right now, and it's actually really in demand, especially in areas like California or Florida. Well, Florida's a little bit more of a Spanish, but more of a California look, and it's really cool. So there was good space here to begin with. Like, there was a lot of volume, so there's a lot to do with when you do have a house that has a lot of volume. So let's just take a quick look around here. As you can see, this kitchen is really, it's in really good shape, but it's tight and compact, and naturally what people want are open areas. So this kitchen, I've kind of already got a pretty good idea, but I want to reiterate it with the architect or the designers. Put the kitchen over in the back and open up all this walls and open up the space. And I mean, it's too bad they've got a nice feature in the ceiling here, but again, it's too low and it's too compact, and what we really want to do is open it up. So that's one of the big ideas that we're going to do. Big island here, oops, and the kitchen linear along that to make it look more contemporary. And there's a window here, so naturally there's a nice progression with putting a sliding door here to go up to the backyard. And maybe take out this wall here, take out this wall here, you know, do some features in the family room and add some windows. And as you can see, whenever I'll mention it in a different video, but you know, you can't just go ahead and remove walls just for the sake of opening up space. You have to be very careful to make sure that when it's a load-bearing wall, and if it is a load-bearing wall, you have to put beams and re-support the upstairs floor and the upstairs walls whenever you're doing that. So that'll be in another video, but right now we're just taking a look at the house quickly. All right. Now, the good feature on this house, because we're going to be doing a major renovation, it's nice that the house itself doesn't have a finished basement, so we have access to a lot of things: electrical, plumbing, any other speaker wiring, or any access or ductwork throughout the house. So that's a nice feature, that it isn't finished. So keep that in mind when you're doing a house, that if the basement's finished, there's a good chance you're going to be ripping most of it apart or all of it just to get access if you're doing a little bit more of an extensive renovation. All right. So here's the master and the ensuite bathroom. As you can tell, it's really dated, so we're going to be going ahead and replace pretty much the entire bathroom, maybe rearrange some fixtures and things like that. And as I say, replace the doors, the trim, and what we're going to do is we're going to make this house a little bit more contemporary, because it already has that contemporary feel to it. Okay, so as you can see, the kitchen here, although you know, for the age and how long it's been here, it's in decent shape, but it's not really what you want in today's you know, today's standards, or I wouldn't say today's standards or today's styles. So that's why we're going to make a more of a contemporary linear kitchen, and we're going to get rid of this kitchen. And remember, it's very important if you're doing a reno, what sells? Kitchens and bathrooms. So keep that in mind when you're doing yours. Great.